Red, yellow, green. Let's do this. What is up, guys? It's your boy 21 here, and today this is my officially second episode of my DN Duel commentary series. The original one, as you guys would know, it is called Mastering the Gadgets, where basically I explain my depth on trying to master this deck through playtesting different variants, checking out different cards, and etc. So this first duel, gonna be 3 duel stage. It's up against Drew044, and he is playing his Burningabyss deck. He completely wrecked me game one, controlling the board with his Phoenix Wing Wind Blast, searches, and etc. It was a really honestly close game. Didn't get to record it, unfortunately, because of me using the free service of Screen-O-Matic, which allows me to record, but only up to 15 minutes. In the game one lasted about 12 minutes. And we did not get a game 3, unfortunately, letting you guys know right now, mainly because he did not want to finish. So it was like one of those whatever moments. So I attacked his ice hand. He popped my compulse, and I don't think he has a fire. And I was assuming he was going to pop my back row, but he reminded me I did go Abyss Dweller, and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. So good thing he wasn't trying to cheat me and being a douche like that. So he goes for the tour guy play, and I stop it due to the Chalice. Chalice is just too good this format. And I go for the green into Kage. I mean, so I'm not gonna lie, some of the stuff gadgets do is really degenerate. Just summon special attack, summon special. It's a simple deck, but it works. Because all you're realistically doing is summoning twice in a turn, gaining advantage, and basically every summon is considered like a mini boss monster. It's like the new school variant of Warrior Toolbox from the 2004 or 5 format, I believe. And I try to make Delstros, which really would have been an Ouroboros, but I forgot to switch out the Delstros from my extra deck because I'm bad and lazy. And he goes for the warning because he didn't want his backward getting popped in. He's just setting at this point. So I'm going to go for the Soul Charge for 4, which is going to allow me to gain crazy advantage over him. And it is going to make him scoop it up. Because there is nothing else he can do at this point. And I just +2 off my Soul Charge. Now we're just waiting. I do make the Abyss Dweller. Which is going to allow me to make Abyss Dweller. And I'm going to use my Gigant X. I'm about to make the search out a goldfish, which is gonna allow me to go into a diamond dire whip to pop the back row because I couldn't attack him direct. I couldn't attack at all due to the soul charge clause. So I just decided to go for diamond dire to get rid of his back row, his monster, because to me it was an obvious a Burningabyss or a fire or ice hand. So charging for 4, plusing for 2, going at the Dweller and Gigant X was the best play for me at this point because I keep hand advantage and I get to get rid of my opponent's face down and or back row. So I set, and he's pretty much gonna scoop up at this point because he realizes there's nothing else left he can do and he's submitted defeat. Going to next up, I am playing against Leon, and I believe he is playing the Fire King deck, which I hate because it completely wrecked me in top 32 of YCS Chicago. I really wish to see what would happen if I would have went into the draft of that tournament, because I believe I could have did good. Because I think I do good just building decks out of random garbage. So I summon the red, search out the yellow, blah, 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 and he goes for Onslaught, bring out Big Bird. Rock! So Big Bird attacks over Red Gadget, poking me for that evil 1400 damage. He's going to set the one and end this turn. And Big Bird dies, come back due to his effect of blowing himself up and come back. So I'm going to go for the yellow gadget, searching at the green gadget, stoplightcontrol.com. And I'm going to make the Redox play because the Redox honestly is the best play you can do right now. Going into 101, which is going to allow me to take control of his Big Bird as a material. And I go into 101 over Castiel because he has that one face down. I don't want to run into a TT or a bottomless because that would pretty much made my day a sad day. I'd have been a sad panda. So I activate the 101. He changed generation shift, which I'm happy for because it allows me to change my chain summoning, which is going to give me major advantage at this point in field presence because I'm just going to summon gadget, search, hit him for a whopping 4,600, dropping his life points below the 4,000 mark, which is half for you guys that can't do basic math. And he's going to be pretty much stuck at the 3,400, which is good for me because he's going to be vulnerable to things like Gaga Cowboy, number 82 Harlan Draco. So at this point, I'm pretty much in a good winning position, and I do have the soul charge. So if I'm gonna soul charge him, I can just make big pushes and have plays for days. So I made a player right here, even though I am in a winning position. I should have just went for the Rasbody and Berserk to get rid of Garunix, because that way Garunix could have came back and blew up my field. But I made the Giga X instead, such as the Goldfish, which were completely irrelevant because I have the soul charge basically, and I can just bring special summon. And as you can see, my play error was not that bad because he forgot that he was supposed to use the Garunix effect. So it was one of those things where we both honestly forgot, and I recorded this with like 3 hours of sleep. So I wasn't thinking about that. I was just thinking about trying to win at this point. He goes for the Tinky into grabbing a Wolf Bark, and I'm wondering, okay, what is in a Wolf Bark back? He has nothing in the graveyard. He goes for the Yaksha, ramming my 101 to destroy his Garunix in his hand to destroy my field in the following turn. And I'm assuming his main point was to just go for the Wolf Bark play in his following turn and try to gain advantage, which allowed me to go into my 10 Goldfish, boring plays. Like when you play a deck for so long and you watch yourself play, it's like, huh, how are I'm gonna do? Summon, special draw, summon, special search. And basically 10 Goldfish into gadget got shut down because he had TT, which made me a sad day, but I have the soul charge, unfortunately for him, which is gonna put me completely ahead in advantage like it did for me last game, which is gonna cause me to pretty much win at this point because he's gonna scoop. And as you guys can see on the screen, he is saying the good old fashioned GG. And he had Wolf Bark and that Barong guy in his hand. And yeah. So we go into the final game of the duel today. I go the ideal hand that you want to draw this deck, which is Gadget, Kage, Chain Summoning, Bottomless, and the Warning. It really can't get any no better than that, guys, when opening up this deck. When you open up like this, you can make a first turn Draco Sack with a first turn Giga X and a first turn Lavalval Chain. A very, very strong field to lock your opponent out with because Lavalval Chain is going to give you fodder for your other fortresses in this variant of the deck, because this variant runs 2 fortress, which allows you to make the top deck of your cannon more alive. The Giga X obviously is going to plus your hand up, and Draco Sack just blows up anything that gets in your way. So who don't like a Draco Sack? First turn Draco Sack is just as deadly as first turn Felgrand in my opinion, because those cards, Draco Sack, Felgrand, etc., are game changing cards that put you ahead of advantage because your opponent has to waste the resources to get rid of them. So as you can see, I'm just basically derping at this point. Got my Redox, got my Fortress, about to make that young Draco. And set the Bottomless the Warning. Only thing better for this hand that would have been good would have been better. Damn, I can't fucking talk. Would have been a Emptiness and a Chalice, because Chalice negates effects and Emptiness just stops all special summoning altogether. And he played that one card I can't think of right now. Basically, the searcher card that searches out tuners for that. Basically, Yusei Fudo deck. I'm just gonna call it Yusei Fudo deck because the guy from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D used that deck. And his goal is to try to make Quasar. And literally, no, I'm not gonna let him make Quasar because I have a bottom. And so the first level 5 synchro he tries to make is gonna fall into my bottomless trap hole, and which will pretty much wrap the game for me. As you see, he makes 4 on Secron to draw 1, and I'm checking my bottomless extra thirsty because I'm thinking like, damn, Come on, just bring out a level, somebody with 1500 more attack already. And you just keep on dropping all these weenies with high defense and low attack. Junk Synchro just sitting on the side like, come on, I'm ready to Synchro already, bitch. I'm ready to Synchro. And he brings back that. See, this is how you know I barely play Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know none of these guys' names really, and I'm extremely tired. So he finally makes his Junk Warrior garbage dot card, and I bought him to the way, and he pretty much is gonna scoop at this point because I guess he realizes he has two tuners on the board, he can't synchro anymore, and it is game over. Thanks for watching the duel, guys.